Abeka ya Abusuapanin to park okwa abrochi no me hu se ne baba ako graduate enu nti no woko na se eja ne ba area school so kokota na chi ankasa na videos bi ene audios bi ba bonti ana mu kire mu a Abusuapanin si wono ne baba akokra ne baba bra eche omo mu di na tam de ba ne krampo se omo mu di papa atam kra no ebi mu kra bra bo enru wono ensem de ebi koso e social media no so. They say pictures, any videos about the Tabontian, Abusuapanin to park, and any banner graduate, or no, and no, or support, no. They say, Jabba Yaman, a baby, and no, yeah, no, and we did a many fruit plane, free a Ghana to adequacy UK, Honoma, or what time a banner chiman graduate, if a said, yeah, I in a babako, a graduate, I not a sanity, and I was ya, a man for be a cassa, and some more bros with Tim Liga for no. After say Abusuapanin ne ba no e pictures be go social media so no ensem omoka bi mu chese ene school ne krampo e de yi ene AI ene sei wo chena sei atim ligafo obronsam so na me ya sure say e bia to park na ne be panyini wa baba be ye TikTok live about the reply address ankofo ni nyina na the answer no ye mu nrem ni atim ligafo ensem omoka.
The thing is, you see, let's be honest here. And from what we've been hearing so far, there were other women before in Lumba's life before Priscilla. You understand? Even time when a friend is saying, "Mamino and then etini," because we learned, I think, Denise Calvin some months and Abibisa. You understand? So I think, emotionally and mentally, the woman checked out. What I say? I'm being real here. Madam Fubikan saying, because say marriage is the only war where you sleep with the enemy. It's like Hamedodo. What I say? Enti far away, na me family way. That was it. Because if we are being honest here, correct me if I'm wrong. Say enye you find say enye ukunumpo boyfriend. Who say oma oba for attention. I mean, we are jealous kakra. So you pull him closer. Now you keep him back on track. What I say? Like man, hey, men lose focus. You know yesterday. Well, so but then I think say maybe she thought, say, oh, okay. I mean, I've seen you have you've had other women and my bread into their mate and I'm a baby. Like when you're Ghana na kwako, maintain her na mention member. What I say? Because if there was an emotional connection, trust me, and at least we had say chronicle vacation every summer. What I say? Senanka ware bi wo hwan. Nko obedi ne mechi akọ. Yen nyina nim say Europe has say nkola no omutumi vacation for almost 3 months. So, couple live apart all the time. And when a new thing. A man for worry be out to Europe, near to Ghana, near where you abroach or also to Ghana. But they visit among Usra among every opportunity Mumubia Binyano or Kosra the other no. What I say. So my point is for this woman to leave her children alone to visit omo papa no any new wife no, it means it's a relationship na emuate relationship be any ho. Because trust me, baby aye kratwe me se maware na se minim se hani ababeji mikuna me ma ana se hani abeji mikunu de me afati ti mu a me ma enko mikunu ni ho wa Abraham ni wo fie ho nom. And who does that? No normal thinking person would do that. Who amongst us here who allow their children to go and live with an evil woman? You feel say was naturally free myself. You see, this woman had no issue with Odobroni because she wasn't even the problem between Oni Papa. Let's like Mama Lillian was saying, who visits the arrival when their husband dies? me no na worry bema baako bema na wa me na me free me fie say me ba abesra mesu metena me fie mesi nkonwa mesu mo adofo aba na o ma ba abesra me but the fact say maame no etutu ne ede amanfo di nachi ekọ odobro ni fie no should tell you say na Oba Ghana no, that wasn't na dream say bia meba ababe twekura meba na me ni obi ababe ko your friend is say kuna ye ho anase bibisa. So what you say? She made an effort. Yanso no. Our lovely odobroni eje ne feso. Welcome on your friend is saying a man for a can ho. But you see, in this life, no, when you surround yourself with people who are imagining what for man, you make a lot of mistakes. In the first place, me pamochawo, ya waha, samobe kaya, asam nebo babano, appear to ebe video bito ho. And then he was like, Priscilla, niya uye no, maame no, or still legally no, or na ni kroni Lumba, so or show ne ho, so castle or ji properties na, no mabeye mobo, enti brewo ho ase, na, that was time I started the brand because he was somebody I used to respect, but I wasn't expecting such utterances from him. So oba no oba keka sa no issue and this omo people around this woman. So I know say before obeba out ababe yesa video na akeka sa ansem no. There's been conversation oma sample na make oma ka bibi before no beba. So you see in American when the people with shallow mind and they are oma dream and so legally no say oma nye divorce no official. So my many what power be, you understand? You see when people don't learn. Say nipa omunsu ahwe omubo omutim na omokeka nsem they thought the bibia that certificate in the crampo sumpo ne hwan yi obi anim say your friend is saying anyhow. So you see maybe I sure say or buy no be who the attention Priscilla was getting and I mean jealousy set in what you say. And almost someone no more can also say, and I legally more enjoy no still no who was said to me, no, and then just say a quality man. After 1 year, no, we are still having this, your friend is saying, we are still having this discussion. And because I say, we see, dada. Intermediate, what I will say is, in all this, no. Mama yen who say most of the times my intentions ain't clear. You understand? Men ye wadrin say, relax. We have people when they are in relationship put in any work. What I say? Obekwa ako, ubeyesi ayisi, ubeyesi ayisi. Na ena we nipa no freedom mama no like Mama Lilian was saying say pamo no so no one call you so no one hear you. You didn't fight. You understand? You didn't fight. So who feel say to a relationship no who feel say fight for it. There's no shame in doing that. And I make no emma obia ya kratchen. So when I say ukuno or ko baby a wumpa, no. You understand? I'm sure say the energy na and nay ma meaning and crop for a day fighting innocent lady we say if they so put at least let me just say 30% of this energy into the marriage years back. We will not be sitting on TikTok discussing this today. So attention and my sister we know if they had paid like 30% of this attention to Papa na can some way say now what I say, but why relax it? What like and now Okana and Crawford baby didi watem no. One keka wo ho. One yehwe. Wama waba nyese bi krampa wabefa girl kekewu. Waware no. Per ono ane letter. Or ne lawyers etro de bread deal no. You said, sir, you've heard, sir, he's married to another woman and they've had kids. Enya baako nya mienu nya miensa nya hey na maame wo boyfriend kra ne obi kwawo a wo betena sidin sa talk less of ukunu na wo say we legal wife o legally wedded husband akofo ba foforo mo na mo se no ye ni maid o wo ye mfa nso oni ni maid a wo e na wo tena ase a hwe na come on what you say enti no me de honey so see ye ntufo a me de mefutu a me de be manyina no say wo relationship mu a wo be ye nwuna ye nwuno wo be ye hye a ye hye wo hwe na se be ma no open na like I said there's no shame in fighting for what you love and say what is rightfully yours wo hwe na okoba bi wani nje ho a chesi no pull him back put him on track nya wo pesa onye no you understand men tenase na men ma hu ego overcome na tenase enye obekwa wankona so sane se podo mo kan sane mebu no mema nso abu okwa amenya bi okay na wotenase ekeka saa ema onya omo adwen wo fom agimifo tuufo na wonso wutie na we let it go na nani abre eba besom yes the kingdom suffereth violence and the violent will take it back what you say enti say wono wotenase na wo ye din na obi ono ya violent neba na oba beteki a memma mesu nkyere yen me yo ho se ne ejeze na wade ekuta we na obi de by force ababeje wa abra wa wunim se and please so let's me man bibi nya clear wa hase no nye odobro ni nti na maami we eni ne kunu jaaye
I
odobro
was
ni
even about to say the deal tears ya mami MP. Na deal we ya mami pie na unfair crown. Yeah, I don't want to use the word that she's shameless because everything
the sister
clearly
feel
shows that
free
she abandoned.
you understand me say she emotionally mentally no I check it out of the marriage. You understand? She had no problem with Papa no marrying somebody else and I said
exactly. Na gaona ena yenuanom bi edika ka na boyfriend wo boy kra kofo obi abekonto kwa. How much more would one kasa on na womba? How much say on na ye ordinance marriage?
Marriage. Well, ain't you know me no or not which I say no on power no papa just say na papa no wo ha me ko obe ni obe ye ho bia me mfa ho you understand. And it was a sad situation next year until say oba papa no and oba no I can say na mam eni ni tim say bia obe pre bibia na say but
oh yeah. You could tell from her attitude when she got to the airport.
Yes.
No bara.
From
This
the
woman was just a
airport
stranger.
till time or dip ko fie ho ekọ chia odobroni and I'm like I said no when me no worry bema ba ko bema na wa me family crofo about fie because wo ya wan hell no metena me fie mesi me nkonwa me so madofo beba abesra me ba abechia me how to send po no mo kan me so me madofo beba abechia me. You understand? Me sorry emfa me namfofo ne mabusua endi machi enko me kra ne ho say I mean let this make sense. on the people you surround yourself with, the people you call friends, the people you call family. Because in some cases, onipa tamfuni ni fearful. You understand? So let us all be very, very, very conscious. Nipa ye ni omonam adamfo bi obe so or your best friend or but a futu obi or the bema ye nkwase asem do ko musum. Do my yen follow a nipa be more blindly. You think so you adamfo into our interest at heart now because sanka mami we enya good counsel sister. Sanka onya nipa etu ni like I said earlier nkanya ni say yeti ha ye we go so discusses this topic way after 1 year no.
Yeah, of course, but now private Odobro should have been married to another man. All these
you understand? You understand? Miss Ramo, what our I always say most at times so back pesa our regu and egu. Although sometimes me be hard and all that. Me ma boat me to hey. Semi pemi kunu. Ye when would an entity be farm or crame why what watching. So ba penny kunu, sister. And there's no in few cases. And they be obane pe but be man no stubborn now. But trust me, most of the time no. So either relation, either marriage, and I say court, whatever it is, you know. So pair sister, there obie ni ho, uka se wumpa because obaby oni ni kunu tibi enim ni kunu weak point. There are uko obi wo ni bube to me unim ne obeya uko no besisi ya. You understand? And you know, no matter any situation na kwakoi and our real engu one day nkakra sana obi ani was sorry one day for say my worry and then bibi any and it's just a life from the pit of hell. Oh na me ni problem oh na problem bi ani yentemu and obwa and you know so when need you aware ho na se wo pe ukuna ma wanimbre na fight for the marriage meant na ho emeye kokwasa na ni abra opem ope be ma na ba betena ho wi a wakwa akotena baby akwa say we yes sympathize with you ebe bobo kiss abi twitwa trust de obi ba for 1 year ni hwebuli amabuli sister ya me say in my
I did not be so like they are addicted to like some drugs.
You understand?
Because I'm not to me that some nigga. They just can't stop, drugging or doubling. And these lies that Ashanti Queen and Tiwa sold to you. Most of it don't have any evidence to back it up. But still, it's like blood running through their veins.
Honey, say you can't say me say you intro bi wo ho a ene no krese. You understand? But nkrofo we intro na o mu twa no ene no rade nyame. Sometimes we betie wo mo even a 2-year-old will question what they are saying because it doesn't make sense. Nkwas nsem ni bi no omo ka no ubetia bibi anafe wo yare ana na gay you aboda mo ana because utimu se nkwase asem totally no work and so be unse na amanfo gina so na omo omo ya omo gisa nkwase asem anyway me pesa me bubefu na mafaya te se ma Lillian what say
me ma Lillian do ba no say jana okay but sure me pesa Debbie trust we are na me dem anabem na me dey say Juliana
and yes pa dia me just say near course no be any who it makes sense but I mean in all way no 1 year ni we fought say ni aka nyina ni omo ye nyina yemura
I make a ma Lillian's on relaxing. I mean, let me live like Now say my relax it, like me I take in breaks because it's really important that we
baby,
need to
yeah.
relax. The I
Omudi
can't
nkwasi
ideally
asema.
so me by me I should say by November na you because by November court cases no so be end likely say lucky. And then I'm sure say Nyama will really calm down eventually. With these
I
human beings
pray
that we are
so.
dealing with,
I
I say
pray
yeah,
so.
yeah, the BBA Romo Mojem. And they're so obsessed with Odobruni. They are obsessed with it. And how I pay on Bejium who every sad, I don't know. I hope say the truth will come out one way or the other. And the one thing they don't want to hear, so mami no jawari. And for any more that crop because mami ni jawari, almost apologize. And I realize a guy be a to more than any way for or explain it.
Mother, no, apologize. So she knows what she's saying.
It's a lot. And they have the truth. It's not like they don't know the truth. They have the truth. And that's why they form the cartel. Osho amoko heniba media. Moko nipa bebre ho. No credit there. In fact, they really know the truth. But me the Anne bebe moy. Anne na me the Julian. They be say do near the Julian abe. Anne pacho. So why am I wakwaba? Ebiana na adwene ha. Say do. Me do akwabo.
Inspire. I'm so I'm money didn't ye intia.
Annie.
Annie or
Annie
Sabuke.
or Sabuke.
Annie, Annie.
Annie, but still, I think that she's not in the book. I
I'm
think
here.
she's far
Yes,
away
she
from.
is
Oh, she's
here.
here. Oh.
She's here.
I'm
Hey,
here. I've been listening,
hey,
paying attention carefully. Yeah.
She's here. One was a man here can say, Dina, people want shop because you were about and a bearman the wage tree.
No, yeah,
Annie,
Bema.
but your Yamawakwa, but you saying,
Oh, yeah. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. I've been listening to all the conversation.
oh,
And
wow.
yeah, I listened to you guys a lot for months. So
Oh, yeah, that's it.
yeah, I
It's
listened
really
to
nice.
everything. Okay.
Annie,
Oh,
me
no.
pacho me nchawa no honey. So
Yes,
ubefa
darling.
obi a ubetumi esi me why?
Mati.
No,
Yes, God,
thank you very much. Bye.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oti,
Yeah.
we create
So
space in Mawana. Lady J, oh,
I think that
so
she's
Lady.
down.
Me the Lady
Yeah,
J
well,
member from
I think she's
South
down.
East Space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but Kasa why?
Yeah.
Ani ye bema o. Me see me wo dona so your bema. Ani Patrick Kasa.
Yeah, into material conversations now and like all the way. But until like I said, or my drink could see Adibis. I think say from the initial stages now. When I think that was from Apetus Anu. And I met this or case or the burning gune na mammy wa bow and I said one yet with your own management. And then he went further to talk about the fact that so Obano owned me crop and kuhumba me on no didn't back up. Started talking about uh it's through him that the lady met Baumia, blah blah blah. What I say. Indeed, right from there, come and send me ACC ban. Then I sat back a bit and I started asking questions about
Mhm.
is this really a plot? What I say, okay, now Lumba is not there because even anything appeared to
Mhm.
only Papa na human,
Mhm.
which means say we need Presla. And you didn't even know this woman. Because let me give an example. Okay, say Kofinti, when Luma died, or television, or radio soon could be saying, say, only offer, they be no German. Or say, oh, Papa ni men can, the one send, or no, the only one in this uncommon. Okay. And then, when this whole
Yes.
began,
Mekai, Mr. Yeah,
good.
I remember.
So when this whole task started coming up, then he lied in a way, say, and no man in a bon come say and Mary dear or approach you now we dear or you mean pranking Beman and a plan. What I say, I don't even know what say he said those things because audience you by nobody acknowledge him. So you could see that if
Yeah,
he's
and but
telling the
do you
whole
do you know that they returned that water money back to him?
thank you, I'm very
They
happy
did.
to
I
hear
put it
that.
the breaking news. Why I still have it on my
I'm
flyer.
so
I
grateful to
do.
God
Yeah,
that that
They
thing happened.
returned it back. Yeah.
What I say? Because then I started asking myself questions say, and what share the pattern of lies. That's why I can understand where Auntie Lillian is coming from. Look, but for people like yourself, Auntie Lillian, and a lot of the army of people who willingly, without being prompted, yeah, amujina munaso, and took a fight, say you stand by this lady. Trust me,
Mhm.
they would have emotionally broken her, not only her,
Oh
but
yes.
the
Oh
back.
yes. Oh yes.
What I say, because look, cyberbullying nyadi kitwa. Ah, self the fracture.
Yeah.
Usia
This
usia
is
uda.
oh that's it.
This is a complete warfare. Look, who didn't know, sir, except the fracture? Now, that Lumba, now, like, it was not that the Lumba we even saw at the first Ghana Music Awards in 2000
Yes.
when he introduced Oframpos on stage, because I was there at that event.
Oh wow, were
What I
you?
say? Yeah,
Okay, so you've met him personally before.
I have seen him, and I've even seen him here in Germany, somewhere around Cologne at the Bahnhof. What I say?
Yeah, second London if you back.
Exactly,
Mm.
from afar. What I say? In 2000, I'm one Ghana Artist of the Year. When you're born, you didn't know. Nobody had seen it before. Yeah, actually, say, "Nyanyo." So that didn't like it was a mad rush. Obi Abizu,
Relax.
it was a magnet. Look, we've lived in Ghana. Oh, sorry, I say Lumba. Yes, why I say consistently we keep hearing stuff. But what me who know him say? What me PSA may cause us when you know it's not gonna happen. What I say? So when this whole issue started happening, it was just a consistent pattern of way. Imagine be a bisa. Na madam for girl. Na constant way Facebook. What me set up Brunina abedi na time Facebook. One day I confronted them and I said,
Oh.
you were in Ghana. You saw Lumba with this young woman at
Hey, yo,
every
like
stage.
Ghana for more man try crowd.
Look,
Because Ghana for this, I'm surprised that there's so more of OBN and that Lumba. Yeah, yeah, what bro, and yet thanks to video, and it's like here be crap. But here, mom, no, ye jenapa.
I say,
Look at these people in the radio stations. Oh,
yeah,
oh, man,
lying
oh, no, no, no.
and trying to manufacture lies on
Ghana where the
our
baba.
religious platforms and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. In some of the pictures, Papa, I personally took them on. What did I say?
Oh,
Yeah,
man, radio
if you
stations.
name,
Oh, La Williams, also Lam. Oh,
yeah,
man,
exactly. Now,
oh, man,
consistently, we're saying some things like manufacturing lies. When you say, as someone who can say something, Papa, and also, but you cook, embellish. Now we can because you have
and
the
a
platform
loyalty, yeah, that's it.
to
Thank you.
spew awful lot of things about a young woman.
Mm-hmm.
And all throughout, when being and even when the story became
Say do.
emerged, say
Hey,
the thing
Baba.
was up impacting his children. What I say, oh, school, the sense and the babako until you go school crap. You can see it didn't stop. You maintain pressure, you consistently went in, attacked there, said all manner of things. And you say, how on earth are we able to have a very successful 1 week? Beautiful, amazing 1 week. Ghanaians were very happy and they were
Yeah, they
ready
will.
to extremely happy to bid their legend farewell. Then from nowhere, all of a sudden, no, gigi, say, what I say? And then I'm emoji. What's a number can say? What's in the part that Sunny? We are being no what don't phone what up.
Oh, yes. He even said it in Jema also. It's also in Jema also. He said
Okay,
it there as well. Yeah.
what I say? And Lumba, send out my baby can also name. Also, on church and in some more better. So for Lumba to come out and say, no me do brony. My catching say a map bia and
Mm-hmm,
jeje. Anytime I hear
mm-hmm,
that thing, it
mm-hmm.
seals everything for me. It's a validation of the suffering this lady has gone on. Captain Smart said something. All Casano. And on some emotional tune be a tone in voice nasi. I say kwedu. Say osama your maya abayami bon home. He said wa brew. That thing touched me and I wept. Look, my mom was sick for some time and she passed there. Then no crap on any my fan and so one yare and same as my dad. Ube point juma, you drive, go look, go hospital, walk now once or wabafi. And me and my siblings were rotating. And crap on get out. Even for a few weeks and then the old man died. But so obiat na no even for 2-3 years in poor. And you get out. And yet at the ketwa. As I said, my yen say a campaign mission to be saying all these things, to be demonizing the young woman, to be saying things. And yani pan said, look, the people that even at some point remember called friends. You can't say we take it side so. I can the papa more. Mu number the mube jinim. What I say between there. Because nothing be anyway. What I say, but you guys felt says like this is the opportunity for us to go after the young woman. na moka omkampo do yo musinchen ne etwa me so me pa Lumba the sister penina okay
Hey, on
oba
the
sister oba kwa war it between life and death though. And we know stories of women going to give birth and they don't come back as obi timi kwa war na ya wa wo ba ne de ne akora na ato then you come out and become more like the flag bearer of this conflict and lead thugs and say things about a woman that you know very well who has been there for you in your most critical times of your life. Only needing come off friend. Ah, te say, in some point, I take crap. At the time, point now, brother, no one can crap. Only know with me, name mama to draw you guys closer to him. Then for you to be leading this campaign against her. Say you can go to court while Madam Akusasa was in Germany. You were down there in Kumasi testifying against obi accept that fact wawa yim ba yede auto ya to body. Then you ask yourself, nti se ma or kasa, and I can understand where she's coming from. Look, it's painful. You name kofu bebre. I want any kid or me like I have young kids, yeah. Eminem says something. Also on what he say, on only papa, we huni papa. But what he says in the back, what he said we cannot share to create woman to run after the child. Because also he knows the pain for the mother to go through for the child to come to life. And I said, oh, brother, yeah, awo, wakwa awo so waba, na ya tu bedi. Na wo se wo bedi na simple so. Abegu oba ni ni mas. Say wo ni you don't even know where. And allow some self-reflection and some ingrate, some wet rag elements sit on social media and drag the lady, call her names, or a side chick, or a husband snatcher and things like that. As of the time Lumba was coming to Ghana, he didn't even know who Oluboni was. What I say? He didn't even know who the lady was. But all back Ghana and maybe Obishian. So how then do you blame Lumba or the young woman for the fact that she's a husband snatcher? And I said, that Lumba or a handbagger, washing or Mokola market, and I said, what I say? And for a whole year, a gang got up across the country, across the world. Edi na tem ɛkeka nsɛm, edi na tem accuse no sɛ obi kora sɛ yɛsɛ akokɔ bi yɛde frɛ aduane yɛde maa no ɛnsa sɛ na ɔdo broni the other lady kind if aware ɛwɔre ndafo mu look it's a risk and reward. If you don't want the marriage, you will check out emotionally and you are done. And can accept the matter no one samba. What I say, if indeed you wanted the marriage, and I said, pempo na our new na papa na toa, there was no way you should even come and be making all this drama. Because I don't even think that Mami Oba not she had this intention. But you see, the kind of let's say a leader is as good as the cabinet he or she keeps. But when you have bad friends who can influence you and you tend to forget, say, look, even within a period that the man was not even in your life in terms of romantic connections, he never abandoned the children. He kept the kids together. To the extent that one testified said he was looking after the children, he was in Ghana and also in his car at every near also a giant or and the man had moved on. Why can't you grant him his peace? That's a set of right. Unfortunately, what ne ba ketewa ne yere ketewa ɛna ɛbɛyɛ twapia na sɛ papa kwasi bi asɔre a na ɔde na etwam na if you look at the caliber of women crap ɔmo di ɔbaa n'atɛm a sometimes it meet na mehwɛ obi picture pa mɛ sɛ waa se sɛ ɔbaa no gyina wɔ nim a ɔbɛtumi asɛm na ɔbɛtumi aka kyerɛ you cannot even open your mouth but all these social media assassins were hired and you could tell say some of them were paid. All they wanted to do was just go there and denigrate this lady, drag her through the mud. Munkum ni sunsum. Munkum ni sunsum you are then, and then they didn't make a real. Look, the Bianca said, if Abusuapanin has not stood his ground and kept the wishes of Lumba, eh? And Kabaisa ni phone and I said ni mortal remains and in social media. And I'm going to be papa ni nimas. And invariably, I'm going to be young woman in nimas. Any those associated with it. Nti me tell them, Obi can. So one of his umpa. You check out and change. Because that even makes sense. You will need 3 years. You don't even visit the man. You've never seen the man nakedness. As it speaks right now, who be some and say, oh, the next 6, 7 years, couple pictures between herself and room and as a chatter. It is not there. What I say? Now some of them look, I think say regulations never ban about the fact that my day in some coins or near where I need to. Yeah, it push one, but because they've drank so deep, moment to me, you movement, let's go all out. Tell them the J kind what they are doing there. So almost year, not Germany. A Trump-like system. There are a lot of people that do deport, whether you have German passport, you have residence for 30, 40 years or whatever. You may deport you because we are seeing a lot of that in the US today as we speak. People have served in the US Army. You deport you. Some have holding American passport for 10, 20, 15, whatever years. So Obi per se or mischievous, yeah, and diabolical today. You can go to the German court and file a case and decide what is the legal name of the woman that will come as. You understand what I mean? It is not for sue. That's why let me continue the interview or say the excuse you gave was that it didn't like as long as you made me the recognize it for sue. But the legal document in the country where the man lived before moving to Ghana, your name is not there. To me, I think say, look, a year is enough. No one needs to put the brakes on. Because look, for all intents and purposes, I say, Papa no, wohu ne nakedness da. And only one call 3. The time now coffin cut now press conference no mugu n'anim ase. Some of your assigns were labeling them a pedophile or yes, yes. You didn't know saying that invariably in crap. You were say or a crime. Just the only crime I want 3. It's wow.
And is it Annie or Sabote Pacho Mami moments? Pacho Mama Yen power tapping na yen share why near repost me penipa 10 and anipa 5 to 10. Pacho mo repost team mama na mon share why. Na mama yen do 200k. Na life is what share. Yes, the mo fa che de enfa page no so. Mom Bobby nko panelist no ni nebwa pa yes so. Na se mo betimi ana munyi goals no kakra emaye but mon repost na mon power tap why. Nyame nhyiram. Pacho to aso why. Nyame
Yeah,
nhyiram.
nti wohu set the fact oba bema oni na aye bibida. You've seen his nakedness, vice versa. Na se nkrofo bebetina at na press conference. Egu n'anim ase. Set the fact papa no kwa onte ase o. Na wonim se enye na yeye keto na egu n'anim ase. Ugu wa nkola. Your own children, you're embarrassing them. So how did she feel for her to that normal press conference? Now uba na ba wonim na wo hwe n'anim see. Like I said, ne papa yesi, ne papa yesi. So Obi can say, look, Lumba, I think that they've not sat back to evaluate the financial magnet of the treasure they have in terms of Lumba's legacy. Meaning at all so yet. I don't think they've sat back to weigh the magnitude of Adiom Kitan. Because I'm nima, and that's maybe omun so abronti yensen. They wouldn't even do what they are doing. What else? And I say they want to do this to spite Odobromi. But once you do that, you tend to also forget, say, you have kids with the Fiatana Akwani Kwani Papa ye. Look at the insult they gave to the young man of the 1 year. A baby did not them and said all manner of things. Then the kid shows up in the mother's house. Ordinarily, it should never be a surprise. Look, parents have argument with their kids. We are normal human beings, it's part and parcel of our daily lives and things like that. So argument there. Ebeba. What you say? But obi to me, kwadoni to me, a so life. Say, many mamina kasana say, we did out. Then you use that as a springboard. No one spring it up to quote Yapu. Then to insult and attack the boy. What you say? So in all of this, not Danamoji. Do you want to hurt Odobroni? Do you want to hurt the children? Do you want to hurt your own children? Do you want to also hurt the other kids? To what extent, Sebita Frachi? And at what point? What I say? In the end of Obika, who are worrying now? Who feels Sebita Frachi? You don't need a marriage again. ultimately, when you check out, you are checked out. Don't wait for anything to happen. No about no day when you break, and I say due to the bad influence of people. Now, but not best you obisu. And
They do
also,
what I see.
what I say, not do best you obisu. And we should remind them again. Oluboni didn't see Lumba at the Mokola market and snatching him as a mobile phone.
Can you imagine? I've been saying this all the time.
But I say, he never saw the man. It was the man, if you rather go to the lady's young woman's house. And upon that, come your lady people cannot or meet their neighbors. Lumba will wait outside for hours, even for the ladies to come out grab on the man. It's in the morning all year, and say, looked after the man, fell in love, had children. Is that the first time that
No goes
Easy or Williams says a young woman will Bema also open, irrespective of everything, on in Atina, a Bobra, and unfortunately, Papa nephew. Or say, O Yarin Quapo Munku, Abra Wujina will not accept a fracture, O Koba Crapper Obama, Obesham Colaman. Do they understand what the issue at hand? Say, on market for us or no or huni papa. You don't know the kind of questions that the child will throw to the mom. Where is daddy? And I say, Visa. Do they know? I'm not on a can quiet and saying it. It mean me there. I can understand where Auntie Lillian is coming from. And again, minimum, I just want to say thank you, Annie, for giving the opportunity.